All right, this is a sketch that we're using for the month of November, and this was selected by Laura, and here are the products and items and papers I'm going to use. All right, I'm going to use this stencil from, shoot, I forgot what the name of it is. I'll get back to you later on that. All right, and then I pre-cut the squares because as you noticed on the sketch, it had a lot of squares. And then I'm using this Vicki Boutin crayon, this green color. I don't know the name of it. It comes in a collection, like 8-pack. I'm documenting these strawberries from Florida, and I'll go in the story later. I'm going to use this scallop punch by We Are Memory Keepers, I'm pretty sure, and then this round punch that is 1 3/4. And I'm going to use just the middle branchy leaf of this stencil. And I'm going to tape some of it off because I'll be very careful when I dab the Vicki Boutin crayon ink. It's a mixed media ink, and I watered it down a little bit and then just swirled it around and had it ready just so that to save time on the video. And so now here I'm taping it down. I cut a little bit out of the video. So why I finished doing that and why I'm dabbing, before I go into about the story of the strawberries, I use this brush. It is not from Vicki Boutin or Tim Holtz. I purchased it at Michael's, and it works great. I only had to pay like $3 for it, so I love it. I'm not saying that I won't try Vicki Boutin or Tim Holtz brush, but I'm just saying as an alternative, if you have a Michaels around you, you can pick this up and it'll be over in the acrylic paint section. All right, so while you watch me dab this paint in between the stencil or move it in between the stencil, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about why I'm documenting those strawberries. I am working out of a composite size journal artsy book. It's 8x6, but I'm using it to document one picture a year that I feel was significant to me, something maybe new, a new adventure, a new place, something I tried that was new. And when I'm finished with it, it will cover a span of 30 years, and it's going to be passed down to my grandchildren or great-grandchildren. They can fight over it. I've made 2 12x12 albums, and each of my older children have those. And then like I said, I've got another little guy, and he may take this one, or I may make another 12x12. But anyhow, it's just something new I wanted to try, and it's been working out great. All right, so back to this layout. So I moved to Florida in '82. I'm originally from Oregon, had moved to California for a year and then to Florida. And I was just amazed at the size of Florida strawberries. And they are very delicious and sweet. Nothing like I've ever had before and still have not had before. I mean, nothing tops, as far as I'm concerned, is Florida strawberries. I've had Oregon strawberries, I've had California strawberries, and I mean, why live there? So fresh. Anyhow, I'm using that scallop punch, and I, at the very end, decide not to use that on my layout. It's very bright, and my layout has more of a softer, feminine look, is what I would say. But at this point, I don't know that I'm going to be changing this out to a dolly. So anyway, I've got that punched out. I'm cleaning up my mess here. And then I'm going to go into arranging my squares. And so there we go. And I did matte my photograph first with black, and then I used a pinkish kind of white scrap paper in my scrap bin that is from Pretty Little Studios. The flower squares, I'm not sure. I have a funny feeling that they may, or I'm guessing, not a funny feeling, I'm guessing that they're going to be either from maybe Simple Stories or October Afternoon. I know that they're not crepe paper or what's the other one that has like a muted color, so I'm not sure. The darker orangey color, that paper is scraps from Vicki Boutenline. I can't remember, it started with Fields. If you ladies know it, go ahead, say it, but anyway, I can't remember, but anyway, that's Vicki Boutin paper scraps that I'm using there. I figure out here, it takes me a minute, I know something's wrong with how I have my squares lined up, and then I realize that at the bottom two squares should be over to the right, not the left. But in the meantime, I'm punching out my little ovals that go at the top and the bottom. And so I'm still like saying, wait a minute, something's not right. So you see me moving that square back and forth, and then I realize, oh, it goes over here to the right, the lower right. So now I'm like, okay, this looks good. And so what I cut out right there was just me taping it down. And then I said, you know what, I kind of need definition between the layers. So that's me tapping my fingers like, do I really want to ink all these squares? Do I want to mess this up? Because I'm pretty happy with the kind of softness that it has, look to it, the tone of it. But I'm going for it. So I'm inking all these squares with the Distressed Ink Black Soot. And I do like it. Like I said, when you ink around the edges, it gives dimension, it gives a definite definition between your different layers, especially if you're using different pattern paper on pattern paper. All right, so I pulled out that rubbery piece that says beautiful from Felicity Jane, and then that little heart is a chipboard. I don't know where it came from, and I'm just showing you a little bit of close-up. I almost decided I was going to put splatters, but then I said no, and I did a little journaling, just documenting that these are Florida strawberries and marking the year. All right, be sure to check out the other ladies' links, and happy holidays, and we'll see you back in December. All right, bye.